Hey YouTube, James from the Mayhem Watch here, and welcome to another deck building video. This time I wanted to throw my hat in the ring for a Nekroz deck, inspired by the support, of course, coming from Monstrous Mayhem, or Monster Mayhem, is it? Monster Mayhem. Which incidentally is where some of the new Magister support is coming, albeit only some of it. Which kind of sort of, if you look at my previous videos, you'll see a Magistus deck building exercise there as well. So that's going to be deck number 57 for me, and this potentially is going to be deck number 58. But I'm not sure yet. I just thought today we'd have a quick look through the cards. I'm pretty sure all of these are coming in Monster Mayhem. Obviously the European, which I'm from England, just so you know, the UK. If our supply of Monster Mayhem has been delayed by at least a month or two by the looks of it. So I was hoping to get my hands on this sort of stuff a little bit sooner, but it'll come eventually and then I'll grab it. But of course, Nekroz has been around a long time, but I remember when it was absolutely meta and everyone was playing it. I didn't know, and I can't remember why really, because it's right up my street really. If you look at the artwork and you know, a lot of it sort of plays on the ice barrier, the ice barrier names, which I have an ice barrier deck. Go and see the profile if you're interested in that. But yeah, I mean, and it's great artwork as well. So I really don't know why I've not already sort of picked it up. Having said that, I think, you know, the new support will change things considerably. I'm hoping it's available sort of, you know, it's okay to build a pure variant now, as opposed to trying to mix it with something else. I've seen a couple of bits and pieces mixed with Dogmatica, sorry. And so I might do that. It's a possibility. I've got the cards available to me. It's just that I was kind of hoping to keep it sort of pure and more of a casual build. But let's have a look at the new cards. So first one is Amelia, Dance Princess of the Nekroz. So Dance Princess is again one of the ice barrier monsters. So if you ritual summon exactly one Nekroz monster, ritual monster with a card effect that requires use of monsters, this card you control can be used as the entire tribute. Okay, you can only use each of the following effects, so blah blah blah. If you have a warrior Nekroz monster on your field in your graveyard, special summon this card from your hand. And if this card is normal special summoned, you can add a Nekroz ritual monster or a Nekroz spell from deck to hand. So that looks like an instant 3 of to me. Level 4. Yeah, and she looks fantastic, doesn't she? We'll come back to the older stuff in a minute, but then you've got this one, which is Advance Swordsman of the Nekroz, which is another spellcaster, of course. I'm just trying to work out which ones are going to be the warriors. I'm going to be assuming, yeah, so Trish is a warrior. Most of them aren't, though, are they? Is Trish the only one? Warrior, Valkrus, Gungnir, Brionic is a warrior. Oh, and then Unicorn is a spellcaster as well. Colossus is a warrior. Right, so there aren't many warriors, so it's quite a little bit more restricted than I thought, but obviously those names that I've just read out there are probably the more popular ones anyway, so we'll come back to those though. But Advanced Swordsman of the Nekroz, so when this card is normal summoned, you can special summon one Nekroz monster from your deck, except Advance. Okay, and if you ritual summon exactly one Nekroz ritual monster with a card effect that requires use of monsters, this card you control can be used as the entire tribute, so that's the same effect. And if this card is tributed by card effect, you can add any number of banished Nekroz cards with different names to your hand. You can only use the effect of Advanced Swordsman of Nekroz once per duel. If no one's oh, sorry, I've just skipped to a different card there. I wondered why it wouldn't make any sense. You can only use this effect of Advanced Nekroz once per duel. So yeah, you can add any number of banished Nekroz cards with different names to your hand. Okay, like the look of it, let's go for it. And it's a decent body, they both are so far. Both spellcasters. You know I love a spellcaster deck. You know I love a water deck as well, to be fair. So this, like I say, I don't know why I've not picked this up sooner. Okay, so OCG stuff. There's also Nekroz of Metaltron, which again looks amazing. You know I'm not a biggest fan of pendulum monsters though, but we might have to make an exception here. Oh, this is a big effect as well, with it being a pendulum monster. Right, so pendulum effect. If your Nekroz card or cards is banished face up, you can target one spell track card on the field, banish it. You can only use the effect of Nekroz Metaltron once per turn. And you can ritual summon this card with any Nekroz ritual spell, must be ritual summoned without using any level 9 monsters. Okay. During the main, so i.e. it needs more than one, I think. During the main phase quick effect, you can target one face up monster your opponent controls, banish this card until the end phase, and if you do, banish the targeted monster. You can only use use this effect of Nekroz Metaltron once per turn, and any monster destroyed by battle with your Nekroz monster is banished instead. Okay, maybe a one-off, because it's probably going to be searchable, as I imagine. And that's sort of it for the newer, or from what I can see here, from the newer stuff. Oh, there's another one here. So, Divine Mirror. And during the main phase, ritual summon Nekroz ritual monster from your hand or banishment by attributing monsters from your hand and or field, and or sending Nekroz monsters from your extra deck to the graveyard whose total levels equal or exceed its level. Nekroz monsters from your extra... Oh, right, yeah, because of the face up, because of the pendulum, right. Exceed its level. During your main phase, you can banish this card and one Nekroz monster from the graveyard and add one Nekroz spell from deck to hand. That looks like a pretty much 3 of as well. Right, so let's throw in some of the stuff I remember. So, well, I say remember, but I don't really. So Fraxa, Flame Beast of Nekroz. There's a pendulum level 7. Is that the... Oh, right, we've got this one here as well. Zephyr Saber, Swordmaster of the Nekroz. Right, that's the pendulum scale 1. You cannot pendulum summon monsters except Nekroz and Zephyr monsters. This effect cannot be negated. You can tribute this card from your hand or face up on your side of the field. Tribute monsters from your hand or field. Then ritual summon Nekroz ritual monster from your hand whose level exactly equals the total levels of those monsters. Yeah, I'm really not a fan of the pendulum stuff, I have to say. I might try and avoid that if I can. Isn't Ariel? Is Ariel an older one? Once per turn, you can reveal any number of Nekroz cards in your hand, increase or reduce this card's level by the number of revealed cards until the end of this turn. If this card is tributed by a card effect, you can add one Nekroz monster from your deck to hand. Except ritual monster, you can only use the effect of Ariel once per turn. Well, she's definitely a 2 of. And then Shuret, this is obviously the guy that I remember. Level 3. Oh, this is my bullseye mug, by the way. You can tell my tea's gone a little bit cold because this, as it gets warmer, this reveals a speedboat, which is kind of cool. For anyone that doesn't know about what bullseye is, you need to look it up on the old YouTube. It's a 1980s game show in the UK around darts. But classic watch. Right, so Shuret, where's Shuret gone? He's there. So If you ritual summon exactly one Nekroz ritual monster with a card effect that requires use of monsters, this card can be used as the entire tribute, right? So okay, so that's a similar sort of effect. If this card is true to like effect, you can add one warrior Nekroz ritual monster from your deck to your hand. Yeah, alright, so I think he's a 3. I'm not entirely sure, but right, I remember Decisive Armour, obviously I remember Trishula. That's the newer artwork, which I believe is coming in Monster Mayhem. Valk we're definitely having, Gungnir we're having, Brionac we're having, Unicorn we're having, and Colossus we're having. So there's obviously one of each there. I'm not entirely sure here, guys, to be honest with you. I'm not that familiar with Nekroz, you see, and rather than sitting here reading through all of the effects, I'm not sure. Well, obviously there's the sort of usual ritual stuff. Oh god, I'm a bit snotty today, I'm sorry about that. This is Nekroz Mirror. I remember looking at these cards, but I don't remember what they are. Let's have a quick look. So, Nekroz Mirror. If this card is used as a ritual summon, any tribute monsters from your hand or field, and or banish Nekroz monsters from your graveyard, then add ritual. Then ritual summon one ritual monster from your hand whose total level is exactly equal. If you control no monsters, you can banish this card and one Nekroz monster from the graveyard, add one Necromancer spell. Right. Let's just sort this for a sec. I'm not sure about the rituals. I assume it's one of each. Is Unicorn maybe more than one? Some of the ritual summons, I think that might be a 2, so I'll stick 2 in there. Some of the lists I've seen, they clearly don't run them all, but with me running a pure list, I think I probably should. I can't see that many main deck monsters going in, because in order to ritual summon, you can ritual summon this card using with any Nekroz ritual spell must be first ritual without using any level 7 monsters. You can only use the effects of Nekroz Gungnir once per turn. So that one just says without using Brionac. Okay. It's going to take some getting used to this, isn't it? And I've definitely got space if I wanted to put the sorry, just going to pause there a second. Sorry about that, I just needed to blow my nose. Right, yeah, so I was saying I'm not sure what else to go for, but I think looking at it, I know Brianac's going to be played at more. What have we got? We've got one Trish. I know I'm going to get rid of this one, I think. I don't think I want to play the pendulum side of it. Let's get rid of that a sec. But we'll put another Trish in. Isn't Brianac like the main guy? Sort. And then Colossus as well. You can discard this card and add one Nekroz spell. Quick effect, you target one face of monster from the field that was supposed to summon from the extra deck until the end of the turn. That target's attack to 1/0. Okay. If we max out on those, you got 2 Unicorn, 3 Brianac, 2 Trish, Valk's the other one I remember. Those monsters declare their attack, you can banish one Nekroz card from your graveyard and discard this card and gain the attack in the battle phase. During the main phase, you contribute up to 2 monsters from your hand or field. If you do, draw the same number of cards you tributed. So that might be a 2. Oh, one sec, guys. Apologies once again there, guys. It appears you can't make a 15-minute video without being interrupted by somebody anyway. Right, and I think we can use Preparation of Rites is a pretty standard for Nekroz, I think. I assume Manju. I assume Manju's a pretty standard one. We need some more spells, so let's go. I assume the newer one's quite good, but you guys, you're gonna have to tell me in the comments. But I know Kaleidoscope's pretty good. If Kale can be used to just something. Control no monsters you want to. Yeah, okay, so that's pretty standard. And then Nekroz Cycle. Possibly. So I'm running out of space here. Got 3 of those, 2 of those, 3 of those at the moment. 1 mirror. And the only other thing I thought about was the incantations, but there's definitely no room for that now, so I'll try and keep that out of it. But what is that card? Because obviously we're going to play an extra deck that we can just dump stuff to. So I might play a similar extra deck to the one I play in my Invoke Dogmatica, where basically you don't summon any of it. You're just dumping it all to the graveyard and gaining effects that way. And I think I'll play in this deck, if I can find it. I forget what it's called now. Where is my Invoke Dogmatica? I'm looking on Neuron. I use it to list all my decks and which cards in what, so I try and keep some sort of track of it. Trying to keep an eye on 56, 57 decks is an absolute pain in the backside. Yeah, Ultimate Slayer, that's the one I was thinking. Ultimate Slayer, there we go. A, because it's a very, very pretty card, and B, we can maximise its use. So I think we can probably drop, you know, because obviously these 3 they weren't there last time, so we probably don't need that many. So we'll go down to 2 Kaleidoscope, 2 Cycle, and that puts us on 41. I think a Call by the Grave is probably always a good idea. Not using that artwork though. I don't know where that's come from. Is that available? I don't know, I've never seen it, so we'll stick that in there. That makes 42. 42's alright with me. That might be it for main deck, and then, like I say, we'll play a extra deck full of stuff that we can send off Ultimate Slayer in order to sort of maximise its effects. So Ents, there we are. A couple of those. I suppose Dogmatica could be good in here, but we're not going to do that. Garura is always a good one. How do you spell Garura? Garu. How do you spell it? Rura. There we are. A couple of those. Oh yeah, Tri Brigade, Booker Falas, or whatever it is. B-U-C-E. There it is. I'll just chuck one of those in there. Don't really do that an awful lot. If this card is sent to the graveyard, you can add one beast warrior, or winged beast monster from your extra deck to the graveyard. That's actually going to be no use whatsoever, is it? So that's good for invoked Dogmatica. Oh no, it's was it? Yeah, it's just because of the beast warrior, winged beast. Oh yeah, because it's from your extra deck to the graveyard. So yeah, you do. You send Garura off its effect and then get the draw. It's just another way of doing it, isn't it? And then we've got for synchros, we've got Cloud Beast. There it is. Do two of those as well. And then Aggregator for the XEs. Two of those. And then I'm not sure what else, to be honest, with the extra deck. Got one of each there. Fusions are easy, aren't they? I'm just having a look now, sort of what might be appropriate, but honestly I think the extra deck's just a bit of a side issue with Nekroz, isn't it? So oh yeah, Herald is a good option. Herald of the Arclight, there it is. Maybe two of those. And then there's just lots of rank 4 capability, I suppose, isn't there? Instant, no, not instant fusion. Oh, I could do instant fusion. I don't think so though. We'll just go for the usual Tornado Dragon, because we do love a Tornado Dragon in this house. Not sure. I don't think I've got any actual tuners. No. Is that what we're thinking? Could do effect veilers. That's a couple of effect veilers, so we'll have to reduce possibly one of those. You can see where I'm going with this, can't you? But I'm just trying to fill out the deck before we finish up. But I suppose that means we could play Trish of the actual Iceberg, the actual card itself. Sure, we can just double up on. No, we'll go for another Garura because the extra draw is always going to be important. Now, I'm not saying this is the finished list by any stretch of the imagination, guys. I know this video's gone on a little bit today, but that's my sort of starters for 10. I think all of those cards are coming out in Monster Mayhem, and I will pick them all up. So the list might look considerably different by the time I've actually got there. But it's a starter. So guys, for those seasoned Nekroz players, please tell me if I've gone wrong somewhere. Please tell me what I need to add, especially around the extra deck. Actually, there's quite a few gaps in there that you could quite easily fill with something else if it's more appropriate. I love the aesthetics though. I think it looks ace. So I'll build this on the slow side, and And other than that, thank you very much again, and we'll see you for the profile when it eventually is finished. Don't hold your breath though.